Back in the Peak District again today for another little wild camping adventure. It's been a glorious day. We've had 24 degrees this afternoon. There is no rain forecast, so we should be good to go this evening. Although if the weather does take a turn for the worst, the gear's up to the job. The views are stunning, as always, but I'm just excited to get out and use this kit. I've got a little story to tell you about the bedroll later on. A little bit of trudging uphill to do first. So there's quite a lot of videos on YouTube of bedroll and haversack style of camping, but there's not very many up in the hills. There's a couple of reasons for that. First one is that the gear is a little bit heavier and bulkier than your normal backpacking style of gear. But because I've not brought a lot of gear with me, I'd say that this doesn't weigh any more than one of my regular 40-litre backpacks. But the big difference is where you're carrying the weight. All of this weight is on my shoulders, whereas with my backpack, nearly all of the weight is on my hips. So a backpack is definitely more comfortable. Definitely my lucky day. Look at this. Look at those colours. The heather looks stunning. And the views, trust me, it doesn't get any better than this. So the early bird catches the worm. Been beaten to it by Ross.
Yep.
This is where I was going to camp tonight. First wild camp, you say?
Yeah, first wild camp, yeah.
Oh, you've picked a lovely day for it.
Yeah.
Have you used all the gear before?
Yeah, I've had it in back garden once.
Okay, that's the best way to do it. Get it tested and then make sure it's all right. These are good tents, by the way. Right, moving on. Plan B. It looks like a bottle of iron brew. I'll filter that in a bit. I might have struck gold. That'll do nicely. Apart from someone else's rubbish. That's a weight off the shoulders. What do you reckon to my little haversack? This is a Polish, I think they call it a bread bag. Military surplus. That's it. Let's get the tarp up. I was fascinated by these. I just played with those buckles. Oh, old school sometimes better, innit? But not on your shoulders. Eastern pegs, I've got the 9-inch ones and the 6-inch, I think they are. I like these because they hold really well in most ground conditions. Just going to set the pole at 130. I might lower it down in a bit, we shall see. So the shelter I'm setting up is called the Cave. Start off by setting out 2 at the back, so 1 in from the end on either. So this is just a solo tarp, not sure what size it is, 150 by 220 or something like that. Set your pole up to pull the tension on, and then the 2 sides I'm just using clove hitches, no adjustments or anything like that. It's quite easy. You just make a loop, make another loop like that, so you've got one over the top, one underneath, then just cross them over, and then when you pull them together they lock. And finishing off, just these two front corners, nothing fancy again, just a clove hitch. There it is, little cave. I'm just going to adjust it a little bit. That end's just going to bring round. I can just about fit in there, but for a little more length, just lower the pole and pull things out. Pretty happy with that. I've had to bring a tarp because I'm running short of tents. I do need to trim the gear shelf down a little bit, get rid of a few tents. I've actually just put one on the website and that is up for prize competition, which brings me on to today's sponsor, Squarespace, which is the platform that we use for our messner.co.uk domain and website. So if you don't want to spend thousands of pounds to have a website built for you, you can easily build one yourself using Squarespace. All you need to do is choose one of their ready-made templates, upload some photos, add some text, and then move things around, and literally within a couple of hours you can have a website up and running. You can use the Squarespace platform for loads of different things, for setting up an e-commerce shop. Maybe you want to set up a subscription service. We use ours for selling the bobble hats and Messner t-shirts, as well as promoting the YouTube channel. The platform's really intuitive. You can drop and drag things around. You can keep an eye on the analytics so you can see where your traffic's coming from. And you can edit your website using either desktop or on the go with a mobile app. So if you want to have a go of building a website of your own, then click the link in the description or head over to squarespace.com/Paul Messner. You get a totally free trial and 10% off your first purchase. Right, let's take a look at my bed. So as you do, I was flicking through Facebook Marketplace yesterday and I came across this, the Czech Army bedroll. So I had one of these. This was my bed for the very first woodland wild camp that I did. It was part of a group camp at a bushcraft meeting, and I had a Czech Army bedroll, and it's one of these that made me fall in love with the whole experience. And sadly I got rid of it, and then saw this pop up and couldn't say no at £25. So this is a military surplus item. No idea how old they are, but this is in immaculate condition. I've got my down jacket in here. So inside there's a sheet and there is like a wool blanket as well, and that is your insulation, and then you've got this waterproof outer layer like an army bivvy bag. Got some gloves in there as well. So yeah, that's what I'm going to be sleeping on. So the only thing about bivvy camping that I don't like is bugs. So I have brought this little bug net. This is like a torso bug net that will go over my head down to my waist, and then I can just cinch it up. And my mum made me this from an old no-seam mesh. Great for bivvying when you've got no built-in bug protection. I can put this either on me when I'm in the bivvy or on the outside. I tend to put it on the outside. Just take it down to the waist, and then when I'm in it, just cinch it up tight. It's not perfect, but it's better than nothing. This is also decent for mega mid-season. There we go, I can actually do stuff. I could eat my sandwich in here. You can't do that with just a head net, and it's protecting my hands and everything, so handy. Get your mum to make one. Let's have a look at the haversack. A sandwich, so that is pepperoni, cheese and salami. I have got a buff and a shamag, whatever they're called. And these were just kept inside my bedroll. I've got a smidge net, not that I need it. Baby bell. This is my bedtime kit, toothbrush and what have you. We've got coffee today. Missed it last time. Have a look in here. Right, so this is my cook set. Water bottle, 1 litre stainless steel. Pathfinder, a little bit of a windshield thing. The stove there. That's the X-boil. And then there's a titanium pot with a lid. What else? In case I need to dig a hole, there's 2 Mars bars and a pepperoni. There is my Snug Pack Enhanced Patrol poncho. It's my rain gear. Spare guy line. That is the Platypus quick draw water filter that fits directly onto that bottle. And then got my little toolkit and spork. That is it. I think there's a torch in there, maybe. Yeah, there's a little torch in there. Toilet paper and some wipes. A lot of that is pretty old school stuff. So this is the Alpkit Rig 3.5 tarp. So that's a more modern bit of kit. I haven't got a canvas tarp. I've tried to use as much as I can that is more traditional stuff. But, you know, a tarp's a tarp at the end of the day. And then here, this is just my bum bag with a battery pack and a couple of camera bits and bobs. Nothing in there for actual camping. So I just put a little post and a picture of me set up on Instagram. And I said I know I'm not the first Messner to be camping with a Polish military haversack. My granddad fought against the Germans for the Polish army back in World War II. He came back over here in, well, straight after the war. Met my grandma. The rest history. He'll have had an old bag with a few bits and bobs in. Pretty sure he won't have had a pepperami and a baby bell though. A couple more campers over there. There were one on Grindstone Knoll on my way up as well. Tuesday night. You can't get on all the regular haunts nowadays. It's actually good to see more and more people are taking it up. As long as they're responsible. There's a really nice sheltered spot to get stove on. X-boil I'm using. In fact, the stove's in my haversack. So I'm boiling the water, so probably don't need to, well, I don't need to filter it. But I'm going to. What I like about these Pepsi Max bottles, you can just screw them on. So this comes with these little arms, just hooks onto the windshield. So if you're going proper old school, I wouldn't have brought a trekking pole, it'd just be a stick. As you can see, we're a bit short of trees. I didn't want to go sawing branches off and bringing one with me. If I brought an extra trekking pole, I would lift this one up a little bit, just to give me a little bit more internal space. But I didn't think that far ahead, as usual. Not even brought the orange mug. It's dropped a few degrees since that sun's gone down. I've had to dig the old puffy jacket out. Try and actually think what the most expensive bits of kit are. I don't know what the tarp is, probably about £40. I'll have a look and put it on the screen. Paid £25 for the bedroll. These £13 for the haversack. Sandwich, well, it depends what you put in it, doesn't it? Water bottle, that's probably one of the most expensive things, a Pathfinder one. But you can get them much cheaper than that. Titanium pot, but you can use anything really, just to get started. You don't have to have £500, £600 tents to come wild camping. In fact, there's a Van Gogh Banshee over there, but probably about 120 quid, something like that. And it will work perfectly fine. I need to do more of this type of camping though. Although, I'm going to get a bigger tarp for when the wet weather comes. There's not a lot of cover in there. Told you it was a cheap camp. Even the bread and fillings Aldi. It's not even 9 o'clock yet. Gorgeous, gorgeous evening, even if it is a little bit chilly. Alright, the wind's picking up a little bit. I'm going to get myself in there. Right, I'm just going to wrap up my down jacket in this little shamag. This is going to be my pillow. There we go. Just going with the head net rather than the full body thing. I got a little bite. Got a little bite. Just don't want anything crawling inside my ears and stuff. Alright, I'll see you in the morning. I don't think we're going to get that sunrise, are we? Why is it you always end up with crap in your pot, even though you've got the lid on? Good morning. Should have bought me a proper mug. Although, saved a little bit of space. Not much. I just realised I've got that stupid midge net on. Nothing in my ears or up my nose. Didn't swallow any slugs or anything, so it's done a job. There was a little bit of condensation in here. A lot of dew on the outside of the tarp. Plenty warm enough though, but I don't think I'll be using that setup in the winter. Oh, we've got a little glimpse. Clearing up a bit. Not exactly the most nutritious starts to the day, but it's all I've got, so beggars can't be choosers, can they? Oh look, hills are making an appearance. A little bit of faint orange of what would have been the sunrise. So I put my shemag, my down jacket and that bug net, they can go in there. Really easy pack away, isn't it? It's turned out quite nice now. About 45 minutes late, but I'll take it. My neighbours aren't awake yet. Somebody else just packing away over there. Busy last night. Come on. Been impressed with how little gear I've been able to get away with. Buckles, look. Easy please, aren't I? A lot of water on there. As always, I'll dry it out properly when I get home. Very nice. Another one bites the dust. That's worth setting the alarm clock for. So, bit of a summary of last night's proceedings. Bedroll Wild camping. It's not the most comfortable, I'm not going to lie. It does the job. It's cheap, but it's heavy, and it certainly takes its toll on your shoulders. But it's a lot of fun in those conditions anyway. If it was chucking it down, not sure that tarp would have given me enough cover. So I made sure I chose a day where the forecast said 0% chance of rain. Anyway, I hope you enjoyed the video. Make sure to do all the good things like hit the like button and subscribe, and I'll see you in the next one.